Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Now, I don't know if I'm live on Facebook yet, so we're going to have a look. And hello, Instagram. Hello, Facebook. As we're starting, and if you're watching on a replay, please comment replay and let me know that you are watching. It's good to see you good. And let's start with wins. I'm going to share my win in a moment, but if you can think of what your win is for this week, what are you celebrating? What are you proud of? Here we go. Okay, we are live on Facebook, which is phenomenal, darling. How did I get the chat up last time? I think it just came up itself. No, I want to, can we make this bigger? Is there a way to expand the comments? Okay. So I think it will show. All right. Okay, great. We're here. We're doing it. Let's turn the music off. So we're in the room. Hello. Like I said, if you're watching on a replay, please comment replay and let me know that you are watching. It's great to see you. Thank you so much for being here, getting really in the flex of it. And this is certainly my win that I want to share with you for this week, is how in the energy I am with the fire and the movement and the action, and really moving with that intuitive guidance that's come. And I feel very full and very raring to go and ready to move. There's been a lot of shifts energetically, frequency rising, refinements, and yeah, so much clarity and space has come from it in the recent shedding of shame, which was about a week ago. So yeah, it's a really beautiful journey, and yeah, I'm excited for what's to come. So that's my win for the week. Now, tonight, I'm going to be going into why network models trigger people, because I see it a lot in respects to this industry. Even though what I invite you into is different from multi-level marketing, it's still part of the same industry as network marketing. So we're a direct sales company in the network marketing industry, but a lot of the times we get misinterpreted or misunderstood as being a multi-level marketing company. Now, there's different distinctions when it comes to the way that the company is set out, and we can talk. That's for another live, another conversation, another video. But essentially, I see a lot around the internet of, oh, I want to start something online. I want to bring more income into my life, but no MLMs. And then because our company is part of the network marketing industry, they completely overlook it. And they've got all of these judgments about the industry already. And most of the time, they don't really know where these judgments are coming from. And this is what this conversation is about tonight. So if you do have anything that you want to say off of the back of what I'm sharing, or if you do have any questions off of the back of what I'm sharing, please pop them into the comments, because even if you are watching on a replay, I'm going to get back to them in the comments. So please give it a watch. And if I'm not looking at the camera, it means that I'm looking at the other camera, because I have Facebook here and I have Instagram here. However, this is the one that's going to be uploaded onto my YouTube. So I'm mainly going to be looking at you. So yeah, this video really isn't about convincing anyone whatsoever. It's really about understanding why this topic creates such strong reactions. Because once you know about what's on offer within this industry and this business model, you're going to know whether it's for you or not. And this is why there's no need to convince, because it's right there on the table. It's right there. And if you align with it and if it feels good, then yeah, let's go. And if it doesn't, then cool. However, because it creates such strong reactions, this sometimes closes people's energy fields off to even exploring what it is and what's on the table and what it's about, and asking constructive questions as to ensure that all of the information's gained to make an informed decision as to whether or not it's worthwhile moving forward for you as an individual, right? So if you've ever felt resistance to network models or judged them, this conversation will certainly give you a different lens. So stay with me. And like I said, if there's anything that you want to say or ask, please feel free. So let's zoom out and just look at the bigger picture. I love to do this with anything that's going on in the world, with the work that I do. Zooming out really allows us to see all perspectives and to understand different sides and to understand different things that are at play with what's going on, right? So when it comes to the network model in itself, and I know that when I first started, when people were against this network model or said no, or was like, meh, 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 I'd certainly take it personally, because there's, people are attacking what we're doing, especially when we're rooted in mission with it. It's a lot, right? However, this is programming. And when people's programs and beliefs run deep, they will close themselves off and they will attack and they will misjudge. And yeah, there's no kind of getting through to them. So if you're within this industry and if this is one of the concerns that you have in joining is facing these people and speaking to these people, just know that these reactions that are coming, and maybe you're even feeling these reactions yourself, right? These aren't based on direct experience at all. They're actually inherited beliefs off of the back of societal programming, hearing from friends, whatever family have said. So in the grand scheme of things, from wherever it's come from, that's fed down into us in some which way or another, we've been culturally trained how to perceive money and work. So because of that, when something actually it's a direct opposite of what we're used to, not just with work and money, but with anything. If something is not what we're used to, it creates some kind of dissonance within our bodies, right? So people don't actually react to the model, they react to what they've been taught that it means. They react to the safety that they feel or may not feel in their body. And most of the time when people are reacting, they don't feel safe. So it's a way of protecting, and it's a way of, keeping everything that we have within us safe, especially the beliefs. People will die for the beliefs that they have sometimes. So this is a really big thing. And again, why it's important to not take things personally if you are in the industry and you do get this blowback from people. And to be fair, I don't really get it that much because I don't focus on it. And I am in the knowing that where focus goes, energy flows. So I don't focus on the haters. I don't focus on the naysayers. I just put forward what I have on the table, essentially on offer, and I share in full transparency of what's there. And if they align, they stay and they join, and if they don't, then they go, and that's great. That's what we want. We want people to join us on resonance, right? So it's really important to not take it personally and to understand that people were just looking at this model through their own lens of perception based on the beliefs that have been built up that, like I said, are typically inherited beliefs and are not coming from their own direct experience. And then if it is coming from their direct experience, that's another conversation that we're going to get into, right? Let's have some tea. This is black tea and lavender, no sugar. It's lovely. The lavender kind of gives it this sweet taste too, which I really love. Very good. Okay, cool. So where are we? Okay, now let's look at the cultural conditioning around money. So when it comes to money, we're taught that to get money, we must trade time for money. When it comes to stability, the only stability that we can find is within employment. Hello, Jim. I hope you're well. I'm sending you love. And then when it comes to success, success goes in linear progression. So it's step by step. such as promotions, for instance. So anything outside of what we've been trained to believe is right, is true, is success, is normal, this is deemed as risky or scammy or too good to be true, because it completely goes against the internal beliefs that have been built over time, whether that be inherited or through the journey. Now, when it comes to network marketing, what this industry does is it challenges all three of these cultural conditioning points around money at once. So this triggers cognitive dissonance in the people that it challenges, right? Now, what's cognitive dissonance? This is mental discomfort, stress, or anxiety that's experienced when holding two or more contradictory beliefs, values, or attitudes simultaneously. So if someone believes that deep down, and most of the time this is very unconscious, right? We believe what we believe, and most of the time we don't even know why we believe it and where it comes from. So this is where the work of self-awareness comes in, so we can deconstruct any beliefs that may be limiting us and keeping us in a box and keeping us stuck in a life that we don't really want, right? So network marketing, it challenges all of these beliefs around money, stability, and success. So then it causes a complete block off because of how uncomfortable and unsafe it makes the people feel. So when it comes to having your entire identity built around trading time for money and having this linear success and getting paid straight away and salary and all of that, when it comes to looking at a leveraged model, this feels really threatening because it completely goes against everything that you believe, right? Now, when it comes to the system that people were born in, that they've moved through, that their parents have moved through, most people are unconsciously loyal to these systems because they were raised in it. Even if these systems are not beneficial for them, are not good for them, are sucking their souls, are causing them disharmony and dissonance in various areas of their life because of how much it's calling for them and how little that it's giving them. When it comes to traditional systems, i.e., the ones that we've typically been led through in the West, they reward obedience and hierarchy and predictability, which keeps things controlled and in a line and moving linear, and no one can step outside of that, right? So beneath this, we have been trained to outsource our authority. We have been trained to follow what we're being told. We've been trained to keep ourselves within a ceiling that we're actually told we have. There's no decision from us at all. It's whatever we're told and we go and do it. So when it comes to network models in themselves, they reward initiative, relationships, and ownership. Something that, I mean, relationships are good in the traditional system for sure, but people don't really actively build on it because they're given step by steps and there's already connections there that people get to ring and whatever. Yeah. And network models really call for this. This industry calls to build those skills as well. And because we haven't been trained in this way, because we've been trained to follow and to outsource our authority, to step into a network model requires a different level of awareness and consciousness and devotion to the creation of success. When we look at traditional systems and the corporate way and the salaried way, you'll notice that the majority of people in these systems, they're not devoted and they don't really think for themselves as much as they could and as much as what's really good for their own mental health, if I'm honest with you. And I would argue that this is one of, or I would put forward, I don't want to use the word argue, I would put forward that this is one of the reasons why so many people feel disconnected and depressed and angry, because they don't really think for themselves and they're handing over their authority because they've been trained that way. There's no judgment there whatsoever, right? It is the way that it is. So when people step into network models, they're called to rely and trust on their own initiative and start to build relationships, which means building those skills to build relationships, such as healthy communication and being able to connect with people and asking questions and listening. So many people don't even know how to listen, right? So there's skills that get to be built in it, and it's not necessarily easy when we start, but it gets easier. It's just a case of continuing to move forward and then taking ownership as well. It's easy to not take ownership and be like, oh, and just move on. Taking ownership is confronting. When we know that we are the ones letting ourselves down, taking ownership is confronting. So this is why as well, a lot of people that do have experience within the network marketing industry that haven't had the success it is that they want, what they do is they end up pointing fingers and blaming at the industry, at the people, at whatever, yeah? And a lot of the times it's because they haven't taken ownership, because of whatever reason they haven't taken ownership and responsibility for the parts that they've played or haven't played in the success that they desire to create. And sometimes, yeah, they're not given great support. They're not given what they need to move through their own internal and spiritual blocks. I get it. I've been there. However, this is my divine mission. So I was strongly pulled to move through it without a mentor, without support, without systems, without the community. I didn't have what I wanted and needed. So what I did was I created it myself. And when people are pulled on this journey within the network marketing industry, I truly believe that that's what they're being called to do as well. However, they're not answering their divine call because of whatever blocks and fears that they have in the way, which is understandable, because that's the hard part of this journey, is the person that we become and the person that we get to build and mold and refine so we can evolve and ascend. And when we're on our own, it's much harder. It's much harder to see our blind spots. It's much harder to look in the mirror. It's much harder to hold our hands up, which is why I've built everything that I've built. Because yeah, some people have to do it alone, and we don't have to as well. So I'm really glad that I had to do it alone for a time, so you don't have to, because it's so much better with people. It really is. It really is. Now, it's not to say that a traditional system and a network model, it's not to say that either of them is right or wrong, but essentially to the majority of people, one is very familiar and one is very disruptive to their system and everything that they know. So when it comes to network models, and what I really, really love about network models is that they redistribute power, right? And this makes people really uncomfortable because people are used to having a leader, having one in charge, having authority outside of them. However, when it comes to the network models, this is about reclaiming our own authority. This is about building what it is that we desire. This is about becoming the person required to build what it is that we desire. And within network models, there's no single authority figure that controls outcomes. If you want to move and create success, you don't need to ask anyone for their permission or their approval or their opinion. You just go and do it. No one can tell you what to do. No one's controlling you in your business. Yeah, of course, there's different guidelines and different policies and procedures. For instance, in my company, one of the policies is that we can't sell the water. So we share the water, right? There's policies and procedures of not doing income claims. So we shouldn't be doing income claims, right? And it's these, but it doesn't really limit you to how you can build your business and the things that you talk about. We have one policy that we can't make health claims, which, okay, cool, but we can share stories of where this water has really supported people. It's not a health claim, it's a story. Yeah. So yeah, there's these policies and procedures that we get to follow for the integrity of the business and to keep the business safe. However, when it comes to building our own business and creating our personal brand and applying different strategies to build our business, no one's telling us what to do. No authorities there being like, meh, 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 have you done the work? Have you done this? No, because we're in our own autonomy with that, and we get to build it at the depth and breadth and pace as what feels good to us, right? So when it comes to our income, it's not tied to a boss. It's not tied to time. It's tied to the value that we give, the energy that we share, the knowledge that we share, as well as the network that we build and the people that we support and the impact that we make. This is what it is. So when it comes to creating that, sometimes it can sound exciting for people and they get involved and they do the thing until they realize that it requires a lot of self-responsibility. Like I was saying earlier, taking ownership and accountability for where they're at and where they need to go. A lot of people really fear being fully responsible for their own results. They're so used to outsourcing their power, and they're so used to someone telling them what to do and what's right and what's wrong and giving them a timesheet and them telling them how much they're worth. But then when it comes to them actually taking that full responsibility for themselves and the way that life's headed, they love the idea of it. Yeah, they love the idea of getting what they want. But they don't really, a lot of the time, they don't really mean what they say when they say, I want something, because they're not prepared for the level of self-responsibility and devotion and commitment as to what it takes to create it, right? In all of the ways. Hi, Polly, you want to come and sit with me? Come here. You come sit. She's just staring at me. This is Polly. Who's your most sticky wicky dicky? This is Polly Pocket. Hello, Muna. I hope you're well. Sending you love. So they fear being fully responsible for their results because of the way that they've been trained, because of the way that they've been conditioned. And it's not their fault, and there's no judgment, because I was there as well. When I first started my journey, I was escaping on drink and drugs and escaping with emotional eating and distracting myself and binge watching shit that didn't benefit me or the forward movement of my life, and hanging around with people that weren't good for me. And yeah, I was just in this whirlwind of escapism and numbing myself. So I completely understand. It's really easy to just be like, oh, fuck, life is shit. This is shit. It's them, and blaming everyone. However, that doesn't change anything. It just keeps us stuck in that same cycle. So when it comes to also moving forward, there's also a perception layer here as well. Hello, Simply B. I hope you're well. Hello, Kaylee. I hope you're well. I'm sending you love. So yeah, there's also a perception layer here as well when it comes to fear, the fear that people have in respects to moving forward and in respects to creating the success it is that they desire. They fear what people will think. They fear people's opinions. They fear looking desperate if they're selling what it is that they have. And then they also fear what people might think in respects to their status. Oh, is this beneath my status? I'm selling stuff, I'm starting off, I'm a beginner. All of these fears come up from every single one of us when it comes to even thinking about starting, and then also when we start as well. And it's very, very, very normal. So just know that you're in the normal crowd here, and these fears are just blocking you. It's an energetic block within you that's holding you back from your highest. So it's really important that you learn how to rewire and alchemize and transmute these fears into something that's beneficial for you, that not only benefits you, but it benefits your family as well. Because these fears, it's just false evidence appearing real. So what's the other acronym? It's like face everything and rise. Instead of allowing this false evidence to appear real and to stop you from moving forward in the way that you truly desire, face everything that's coming up. Look at the fears in the face that you have. Look in the fears that you have. Look at the fears that you have in the face. My mind's working too fast than my voice is. and move and alchemize and transmute and create magic around it, because only you can do it. You are the magician. I can't, it's not that comfortable for me, Polly, because you're standing so rigid. I'm like, I want to sit here in my vibe, but you just, yeah, I love you. You want to come and sit up here? You want to come sit next to me? Wow. She's just sitting there staring at me. I think she just wants to be on my level. Right. Hello, Energy Eyes. I hope you're well. I'm sending you love. So, yeah, many would rather stay stuck in a situation that they're not necessarily comfortable in, that they're repeating patterns, and yeah, that they feel constricted in. Many people would rather stay stuck because of these fears and because of the dissonance and the disharmony and the discordance that they have within them in shifting the internal and mostly inherited beliefs that they have within them. They'd rather stay stuck than risk any kind of social judgment from people. Especially with women, it's fucking deep. It's like we're so worried about what people are going to think of us. And why? They're not paying our bills, they're not building the life it is, that they're not supporting us build the life it is that we desire. Why does it matter what someone else thinks of us? Yeah, I love my cat so much. Hello, Eamon, I hope you're well. So yeah, I love all of my cats so much. I have 4 of them. They're amazing. So yeah, basically what they're doing, people are not protecting their income. They're not really thinking about their income. They're protecting their image. They'd rather look good to people outside of them than risk looking bad or different or weird or whatever, and start to build safety and security within them and their whole lives. People don't want to risk looking stupid or starting again or potentially failing. And the only reason that you'd fail within this model, by the way, is if you give up, is if you don't continue to move, is if you turn your back on it. Basically, that's the only reason that you fail. They're protecting their image. They don't want other people to judge them or to say whatever. And trust me, anyone that's ahead of you, they're not going to sit there and criticize you and judge you and put you down for trying to make your life better. These people that do that, they're normally the ones in their own whirlwind of shit and they're not happy. And when they see other people striving for better and creating better, they want to throw criticisms and judgments in, meh, because what that's doing, someone standing in their light. Hello, Jerome. I hope you're well. I'm sending you love. When someone stands in their light and in their power, and when they're working on rising up and creating what they want, what that does is that shines a light on people's shadows and inadequacies and all of the icky, sticky insecurities that they feel because they're not actually going after what they want. So they want to tear someone else down and be like, meh, 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 meh. And most of the time, this is done unconsciously. They don't even know and realize that they're doing it. And they don't even know and realize that they're in their own whirlwind of shit because they're just used to it. It's a chemical addiction that the body has. And this is also why it can be so hard for people to move out of this kind of consciousness, because of the way that the body's addicted to those chemicals. But once we know this, we can start working with it, especially when we have support and peers around us. So when it comes to the bad reputation that this industry has, and let me preface this as well, every industry has bad things about it. Every product has bad things about it, bad reviews, should we say. It's not necessarily bad things about it. Bad reviews, bad experiences, bad perceptions. Yeah, every industry, every type of product. If you're looking to invest in an iPhone, you're going to see good and bad reviews. If you're looking to invest in what are they, a Dyson Hoover, you're going to see good and bad reviews. If you're looking to watch a movie, you're going to see good and bad reviews. It really comes down to the awareness and the mindset and the consciousness of the people that are leaving these reviews. And a lot of the times as well, the people that do give bad reviews, they've got nothing fucking better to do. So, and they're also in their whirlwind of shit a lot of the time, not all of the time. But yeah, there's better things to do than leave bad reviews and talk shit about people, in my opinion, anyway. So when it comes to this industry, yes, okay, I must acknowledge that there have been unethical practices that have existed, especially within my particular high ticket industry, because there's so much money involved that what I've seen over the 8.5 years and what I've also experienced is there's a lot of marketers and salesmen that have come in and they've been very good at what they do, and they have essentially sold people their dreams because they're selling the business plan rather than the water machine. And the water machine is fucking amazing. You just sell the water machine as it is. But I get why they sell the business plan, because that's the reason why I joined. I didn't give a shit about my health when I first started. And then I ended up going on this full health journey just by switching my water. So with the money that's involved, with people being good salesmen and good marketers, they didn't actually embrace skills of healthy, embodied leadership. So this is why there's been unethical practices that have existed, because they've been really good at the selling, but they haven't really anchored themselves in to a heart-centered, healthy way of leadership. So this has caused a lot of burn within the industry and also within my high ticket industry as well, because people have been sold something and they haven't been given the adequate support to be able to create the success it is that they desire, especially in this old paradigm that we're moving out of. Because as I've previously mentioned, to be able to create the success it is that you desire, it's a whole shift within. It's rewiring, reprogramming, alchemizing, transmuting. There's various different identity shifts that come with stepping into our next level versions of life. And unfortunately, that wasn't provided until now, right? So yes, there have been unethical practices that have existed and that have been taught, which has left icky stickiness in people's field that people have either had to do because they've been told to do it that way. Because also remember too, that people were coming into this industry from the traditional system as well. So they were programmed in that way to move as the traditional system. And what did I say the traditional system was about earlier? I said it was about obedience, hierarchy, and predictability. So when people are moving over from that system into the network model that really truly rewards initiatives, relationships, and ownership, that's when some unethical practices can come in, because it's coming from a system that doesn't meet this new system. It doesn't merge nicely together. And it's caused discordance in a certain way because of the old programming that's been brought in, that we're currently moving through and alchemizing right now as people's awareness is starting to expand, which is great. I love this. I love this so much. And on top of that, there's been poor leadership. Poor leadership has been existing within the industry for years. Like I said, they haven't stepped into their anchored version of heart-led, healthy, embodied leadership. And then on top of that, hype and pressure tactics have damaged trust from people. And I get it. I get it. And I acknowledge it. This industry isn't perfect. Nothing in this world is perfect. And what's really important is that we follow the resonance and the feeling and trust our body as to what's right and what's wrong for us. We know when we tune in. So when it comes to network models, not all of them are clean. Not all of the teams and the organizations that you'll join are clean as well. So really listen to the energy, and people's skepticism is valid because of everything that's been presented over the years of this industry. Now, when it comes to ethical network infrastructure, this actually looks like the new paradigm way of doing things, which is transparency over hype. This is what I have. This is what it's about. This is what we get to create. Yes, it's going to create work and you're going to need to do this, this, and this, but this is what it is. This is what it is. Education over pressure. We're not into pressuring people. No, I'm just going to continue to show up. I'm going to continue to share what I have. I'm going to continue to share the truth. And when you're ready and when you're resonant, you'll come, and I trust. There's no pressure over it at all. It's all about long-term value here over the quick wins. I'm here to build long-term relationships. I'm here to build family. For me, this is a lifelong business. So my water tribe are my family. So this is all about building relationships and seeing what we can build together and how we can grow together. It's all about consent-based marketing. So what does that mean? That means I'm just going to show up on my page, right? I'm just going to share what I have. If you follow me, you'll see it. If you don't want to see it, you'll unfollow me. If you don't want to hear what I have to say in my newsletter, after you sign up and give me permission to send you newsletters, if you don't want to listen to it anymore, you can just unsubscribe. I'm not going to chase you. I don't chase. I'm a woman. I don't chase, I attract. That's just the way it is. So we're not chasing anyone. We're not convincing anyone. We're just showing up. This is who I am. This is what I have. This is what I can offer. This is how I can support. And when people feel that resonance and they want to come and they've moved through their fears, they'll come. But there's no chasing. Yeah, I'll follow up with some people a few times to see if they've watched the video that they've expressed that they want to watch. But if I don't receive responses, I won't chase them. I'll just be like, all right, cool. My energy is best spent elsewhere, right? So we also focus on personal development and skill building. This is at the core. This is like, we say it's a personal development journey with a compensation plan attached. And this is what it is. We go on a personal development journey. I also take you on multiple spiritual awakening journeys as well, because this is simply the essence of me. So it's a really fun ride and you're going to be really fully supported on the journey. The aim is to become the best version of yourself over and over and over again. This is what it is, to really root into the heart and lead from the heart and create everything in your life that you ever desire from the heart, not just the successful business, but every single area of your life. Your own internal feelings within your community, within your inner circle relationships, your business partnerships, your family as well. And if building bridges with family or connecting with the family that you already have isn't in the picture, it's creating that happiness within and that peace within for all of the wounding that's been created through that journey, and then using the alchemization and the transmutation that's been created through that to create a better experience for future family, for your future family. And this is how we are healing our ancestral lineage. This is how we're breaking the chains, and this is how we're creating better for future generations to come. So personal development and skill building is at the core, and depending on where you're at is what you're going to be focusing on, and you're going to have all of the support around that as well. And then the products and services, they genuinely improve lives. And the products that we mainly link to, we do have other products, but it's water technology. Everyone needs clean living drinking water. Everyone. And now more than ever, people are becoming very, or they are even more now more than ever, they're very aware of what they're putting into their body, and they're becoming increasingly knowledgeable on electrolyzed reduced water, which is what our machines create. And on top of that, they want to go non-toxic and green in the home, and they want to cut out any toxic chemicals from their skincare and hair care. And our machines allow them to do that at one investment that's over 15 to 25 years, saving them a lot of money over that lifespan. And then on top of that, with the opportunity to make a lot of money with the free referral program that comes with it. So a clean network model is not built on manipulation. It's built on alignment. It's built on truth. It's built on transparency. And this is the way that we move forward in the wealth frequency shift. So the question isn't a network model's good or bad. More so, it's about the way it's being done. Is it aligned? Is it ethical? Is it sustainable? Are the people that I'm choosing to work with in resonance to what it is that I want to create and where I want to go? Because there's very different leaders within this industry. So it's really, really important that we align with a leader that we can feel that pull towards, that we know is going to support us, even though we don't know how or why. We feel that pull, and it feels like a good pull, even though it's a little bit scary, because it's normal to feel scared when we're starting something new. So when it comes to every system, everything, every community, every network, every system, every community can be abused it can be muddied, it can be every system can have that go through it. But then also with that, hello, health and freedom, I hope you're well, sending you love. So on top of that, every system can also be elevated as well. And it really is all about the consciousness and the awareness within the systems and within the communities. Now, as you can see, and zooming out at the current system that's crumbling right before our very eyes in the West, this traditional system that we've been led through, this is currently crumbling because it's been abused. There's a lot of corruption. It's not working. It's extractive. People are starting to see that. So now what they're desiring to do and what they're actually doing is building and expanding on new systems, on regenerative systems, on systems that benefit the people as a whole. And this is what this business model and this system is. It's a new earth system that really allows us to win altogether when we choose to lead ourselves. And this is what it's about. It's about coming back into self-leadership, and it's about taking full control, ownership, responsibility over our lives and where we're choosing to go and what we're choosing to build. So you don't have to agree with this model. You don't have to jump on board. You don't have to join. However, it's really worth understanding it beyond the surface. And my invitation to you is, if you don't fully understand it yet, go and watch the Regenerative Wealth Path video. I'll put the link below so you can watch it. It's just 34 minutes long, and it's going to give you the insights as to this business, this model, this career plan, the way that we're building it, and most importantly, the way that I'm choosing to lead with this model and what I'm offering you on this lifelong, beautiful, wonderful, wondrous journey. So we're moving into a world where decentralisation, ownership, and community matter more than ever. And this is why I love this model, because it gives us autonomy over all of it. And it allows us to come together within community to support each other rise. So if you're curious about what it looks like, and if you want to build something for yourself and for your families that will support them for generations to come, where it's done cleanly, it's done sustainably, it's done with love, it's done from the heart, then you're welcome to explore it with me. Go and watch the Regenerative Wealth Path. I'll either put the link below or it's in my bio. My inbox is open as well. If you have any questions, if you have any concerns, if you want to talk to me, my inbox is open. And yeah, this is it. This is the future. This is the way. Freedom models feel unsafe to those who were taught that safety equals structure. And yes, to a point, safety does equal structure. However, the only person, as I'm sure you understand and can see and may have even experienced yourself, the only person that we can rely on is ourselves. And this network model really allows us to rely on ourselves to create the success it is that we want, with no one getting in our way. The only person that gets in our way is ourselves. So when you're ready, I'm here. And I would absolutely love to create magic with you. Okay, have a beautiful day. And I will see you around the internet. Bye-bye.